Hi guys, welcome to your first e-learning video for math strategies. This video will be over squaring numbers and square rooting numbers. So before I get into squaring numbers or square rooting numbers, I wanted to kind of give you a basics of exponents breakdown. So what is an exponent? It's the small number in the upper right corner. It tells you how many times you will multiply the base number by itself. So here's your base number. That's the number you're going to multiply over and over. So you're going to see this number over and over and over again. The base number is the one you write over and over and over. And the exponent tells you how many times you're going to write it. So this example would be 5 3 times. I talk about that right here. I say 5, and then exponent of 3 means that you should do 5 times 5 times 5. You should write 5 3 times. And here's just another example. This is 4 with an exponent of 5. So I'm going to write 4 5 times. That's what I've done right here. So let's practice what I taught you so far to square some numbers. So we have a base of 4 and an exponent of 2. That means that you're going to have 4 times 4 because you're going to write 4 2 times. So 4 times 4, which is 16. And then 5 with an exponent of 2 would be 5 2 times. So 5 times 5 is 25. Here is a chart of your square numbers 1 through 10. So your numbers 1 through 10 squared. You're going to notice that you see the base number 2 times every single time in this chart. It's like 1 squared is 1 times 1. You see 1 2 times. 2 squared is 2 times 2 because you see 2 2 times. 3 2 times, 4 2 times, 5 2 times, and etc. So that's how you're doing it. You're doing it by saying 3 2 times. Okay, so 3 times 3, which is 9. And this is, again, the way you say it. 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, etc. So just a summary. In order to square numbers, you multiply the base number times itself because the exponent is a 2. So here's your base number. Here's your exponent. And you're going to do the base number times itself. And the reason you're doing it times itself is because you're going to see the base number 2 times. So the base number is a 2, and you're going to see it 2 times. 2, and write it 2 times. 3, 2 times, etc. Let's move on to square rooting numbers. So what is a square root? A square root is the number that when you multiply it by itself, it creates the number you started with. So you're going to have to see a few examples. So here's a few examples. The square root of 25. What number times itself makes 25? That's the question you have to ask yourself is, okay, what number times itself makes 25? Well, 5 times 5 makes 25. Therefore, the answer of square root of 25 is 5 because you're thinking about, okay, what number times the exact same number would make 25? Well, that's 5. And here's another example. Square root of 100. What number times itself makes 100? Well, 10 times 10 makes 100. So the square root of 100 is 10. So you're just looking for the number that times itself makes what you started with. And here's a chart of your square roots. So square root of 1 is 1 because 1 times 1 makes square root of 1. So, and let's go over just a few more. So 2 times 2 makes 4, 3 times 3 makes 9, 4 times 4 makes 16. So the square root of 1 is 1 because 1 times 1 makes 1. The square root of 4 is 2 because 2 times 2 makes 4. The square root of 9 is 3 because 3 times 3 makes 9, and so on. And I listed the square root numbers 1 through 15. Okay, remember that if you didn't take notes yet, you can go back in this video and take all the notes you want. You're going to have an assignment over squaring numbers and square rooting numbers. And I will throw in a couple questions about just the basics of exponents as well. If you have any questions, please email me during office hours. I have those shown in the syllabus and in my contact information on the Schoology page.